Kapiti Island is about 10 kilometres long and 2 kilometres wide. It is a block of rock thrust up by ancient earthquakes. Lying about 7 kilometres from the mainland, Kapiti is easily accessible by canoe or small boat in calm seas. Covered in native lowland forest, Kapiti has been a wildlife sanctuary for over 100 years. It contains an abundance of New Zealand native bird and plant life. The island was the home of the famous Ngāti Toa chief, Te Rauparaha, who led his people to this area in the 1820s. As many as 3,000 Māori, as well as a few Europeans, lived on Kapiti. Too many for permanent occupation of the steep-sided island, which offered only limited flat ground for the cultivation of crops. Needing more land, Te Rauparaha led a series of raids on the nearby mainland and also in the South Island, just 40 kilometres away by canoe from Kapiti Island. Within a few years, much of the top half of the South Island was under Ngāti Toa control. During the 1830s, whalers arrived to hunt humpback whales as they migrated through the channel between Kapiti Island and the mainland. In 1839, at the height of the whaling boom, Kapiti Island had 6 whaling stations, 23 whaling ships, and there were also several more stations on the nearby mainland. Around this time, there were up to 1,000 whalers in New Zealand, and whaling led the country's economy. Whalers processed the meat they caught in large blubber pots. Some of these pots can still be seen on the island. A whale chase began with the famous call, "Thar she blows!" from a lookout point. Then the clinker-built whaleboats, holding up to 8 men, were launched. The vessel approached silently because of the whale's acute hearing. Once he was close, the harpooner would throw the harpoon attached to a line up to 300 metres long. The whale eventually would tire, and the steersman would plunge a lance into the whale's heart or lungs. In 1897, the government acquired Kapiti Island in order to conserve its diverse native plant and bird life. Possums and other predators, such as rats, stoats and cats, have been eradicated, allowing the native bird and plant life to flourish. Today, Kapiti contains endangered bird species such as the little spotted kiwi, takahē, kaka, weka, kereru, and the kōkako. The little spotted kiwi is the smallest of New Zealand's 7 kiwi species. There are only 1,600 left, and 1,200 of them live on Kapiti Island. In 1913, just 5 of the birds were released on Kapiti. The 1,200 that now live there are all thought to be their descendants. The flightless takahē is highly endangered, with less than 300 left. Rarely found on mainland New Zealand, the predator-free environment of Kapiti has allowed this bird to increase its numbers. The kereru is a large pigeon. Possums eat the egg of the kereru and feed on the same food. The eradication of possums has allowed the kereru to flourish. The kōkako also can be found on Kapiti. Rarely seen in the open, the kōkako has a mournful but beautiful song. You can also observe many seabirds around Kapiti, including albatross, mollymawks, shearwaters, skuas and petrels. Today, Kapiti Island is a popular place for bird watchers. The descendants of the original Ngāti Toa owners of the island run a successful ecotourism business at Waiorua Bay. Here, local and overseas visitors enjoy the experience of staying overnight on the island, including nighttime kiwi spotting expeditions.